Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be doing a quick hips and hamstring stretch sequence, which is good for anyone who is a runner or anyone with just tight hips and hamstrings. So we're going to get started here, coming to the top of your mat, or if you don't have the mat, that's okay too. Coming to the top of the mat here, the first stretch we're going to do is a forward fold. So just allow yourself to fall forward towards the mat or the floor. Doesn't matter if your hands don't quite graze the floor here. You can allow yourself to just hang, maybe catching your opposite elbows or bringing your hands behind your calves or behind your ankles. Wherever you are, trying to pull yourself, your crown of your head a little bit closer towards the floor, towards the mat. And just taking a couple of pauses to breathe here. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. You can close your eyes and just allow your shoulders, your head, your neck, and your back to fully relax here. Maybe swaying left and right if that helps you release into the back of your legs. So we're stretching out the hamstrings here. And then slowly, with a slight bend in the knees, rolling back up. Bringing your hands onto your waist, we're going to step the right foot a little bit towards the back. So coming into a triangle shape with your legs. Maybe your legs are about a meter distance or one leg distance apart and about hips width apart so that you don't find yourself falling over here. So grabbing a hold onto your waist, roll your shoulders back, lengthen the spine up nice and tall. On the exhale, I want you to contract your belly in and lean forward with a straight spine. So shooting your head forward, keeping your feet where they are. You're going to start to feel a stretch on the back side of the front leg, so the back side of the left leg for me. Rolling your shoulders back and lengthening your crown of the head forward. Maybe this is all you can go. Just feel into the stretch. Maybe you want to go a little bit further if you have more length in the hamstrings, folding down. I want you to focus on keeping your back nice and long, nice and straight. Focusing on bringing your chest towards your shins as opposed to rounding into the spine and bringing your forehead closer towards the knees. So if you're here and your hands can come graze the mat, that's an option too. If you find that the floor is a little bit too far away but you want to rest your hand down, if you have a block, you can also grab 2 blocks and place them on either side of your front leg. Again, taking a couple of deep breaths here. Trying to square your hips here, so pulling your right hip forward, left hip back. And if you find that it's a little bit hard to balance with both feet pointing forward, you can find a slight turn of the back heel. So the back heel is turned a little bit inwards towards the middle line. Alright, from wherever you are, you're going to land both hands down onto the mat or onto the floor. If you need to find a bend in your front knee, feel free to take that bend. You're going to bring your right knee down onto the mat into our low lunge. So untuck your back toe. Make sure that your front knee, your left knee here, is tracking over your ankle. So not surpassing it too much. And you're finding almost like a 90-90 shape with your legs. Bringing your left hand, your front hand onto the front leg. You're going to bend into, you can prop yourself onto the mat or onto the floor first. Shift your weight forward and bend into the back leg. grabbing a hold onto the ankle or the feet, lifting yourself up and finding that balance here. At the same time, squeezing your back heel into the bum. So tucking your pelvis under, your tailbone under, while squeezing your heel in. And perhaps leaning yourself slightly back. You'll start to feel a stretch in the front hip flexor of the right leg, of the back leg, and down towards the quad as well. And if you're finding that this is a little bit hard to balance and you need something to hold on to, feel free to do so. You can also prop yourself against a wall or a tree or whatever you have to support your back leg. So just play around with pausing here, maybe leaning a little bit back more. The tuck of the tailbone of the pelvis is really gonna create length in the front side of the back leg. And allow your back leg to relax as you breathe here. Good. Releasing your hand from the back leg, bringing both hands down onto the mat. You're going to bring your left shin down, the front leg down. And then sweep the back leg over towards the front. So coming for our double pigeon here. Stacking one leg on top of the other, making sure both feet are flexed so that you are protecting your knee. I'm just going to face you guys so you can see me here. So see, right leg stacked over the left. You can place your hand onto your knees or beside you. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And I'm going to shift back so I have some space to stretch. On the exhale, I want you to lean forward, grounding your hips onto the floor, onto the mat. Maybe walking your palms forward and allow your shoulders, allow your chest to fall over your legs. If your right hip, your hips are quite tight, this might feel really intense. So just try to focus on the breath here as opposed to maybe the pain that you feel in your hips. Follow the breath in and out. And if you find yourself that you can't come down this low, that even this feels like a lot, that's okay too. All our bodies are different. The key here is just to feel the stretch in your hip. And again, you can hold these poses for longer if you wish. But we're going to move on to the next pose for now. So going into a twist, we're going to move our left foot over towards the right side and simply place the right foot down into the mat. So make sure both hips are grounded here. Your right knee is pointing up towards the sky. Your left heel is closer towards the bum. Inhale to reach your arms up overhead, nice and tall. Exhale, you're going to twist towards the right. Right hand comes behind the hip. Left hand hooks, left elbow rather, hooks on the outside of the right knee. Lengthening the spine up towards the sky, maybe looking over your right shoulder. In this pose, I want you to focus on twisting from the base of the spine as opposed to just turning your shoulder open. So imagine the twist is coming from the base up through the whole entire spine. lengthening the spine up on the inhale and twisting a little bit deeper on the exhale. All right, coming back to center. We're going to bring the left sole of the feet now onto the mat, and then just cross the right ankle over the left knee. Bringing both hands behind, maybe fingertips pointing forward. Roll your shoulders back, lift your heart up. And maybe this feels enough for you in this figure of 4. Pushing your right knee down, flexing your right ankle to, again, protect the knee. Maybe if this feels a lot, you can play around with this lever of the left leg. So moving it forward to loosen up the stretch, make it a little bit less intense, or moving the left heel closer towards the bum for a deeper stretch. And then whenever you're ready, stretching both legs out front, shake it out, release into the legs here, bringing both heels onto the mat. On the inhale, you're going to lift your hips up for a moment here, coming into a reverse tabletop. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, bring your hips down closer towards the heels, walk your hands forward, lift yourself up, coming into a forward fold once again. Taking about 3 deep breaths here before we move on to the other side. Again, so finding that slight bend in the knee, slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Bringing your hands onto the hips, onto the waist. And this time we're going to step the left foot towards the back of the mat. So again, finding that triangle shape with your legs here. Find a length between the feet that feel comfortable for you. And from wherever you are, inhale to lengthen the spine up, roll your shoulders down. Exhale, lean your body forward as if you're reaching the crown of your head towards the front of the mat. Tucking your belly in. Pushing the right hip back as you push the left hip forward to square the hips here. Play around with the micro movements to tune into how that feels as you move. And maybe, if possible, your hand sprinkles on the floor or maybe onto some blocks or whatever props that you have. If you find that your legs are shaking because they're really tight, don't worry, that's completely normal. And if you want to go a little bit further, meaning folding all the way, bringing your chest closer towards your shins. Again, trying to relax the right leg as much as possible, keeping the engagement in the left thigh to support your stance. And just deep breaths here. Good, then inhaling to lift up slightly and find a bend in the front leg, so the right knee this time. Send the left knee down onto the mat, finding that 90 degree angle with both legs. We're going to go for the quad stretch, the hip flexor stretch on the left side this time. So if you need support, feel free to grab on, hold on to something, or just find a wall and lean back into it. You're going to bend into the left knee and grab a hold onto the foot or onto the ankle, squeezing the heel closer towards the bum, at the same time tucking under the hips, the pelvis here. And in this pose, if you find that your knee is a bit sensitive and you're having a hard time keeping the knee onto the floor, onto the mat without it hurting, you can also find some towels or whatever you need that helps you to kind of prop under the knee to give it a little bit more cushion. Good. Releasing into the left leg here. Bring both hands onto the mat and sweep your left leg and right leg forward. This time we're going to stack the left leg over the right. So stretching into the left hip this time. Make sure both hips are grounded, both feet are flexed, and your shins are stacked over one another. Inhale to lengthen up the crown of your head up towards the sky, and exhale, lean forward, bringing your chest over your shins. You can relax your hands down forward. Maybe your head comes down. Or if you want, you can also just stay up here. That's all good too. Just try to find that nice tall spine. So a back tilt of the pelvis, kind of like you're arching your lower back slightly. And trying to relax everything else down. Maybe you close your eyes here and just focus on your breath. And from wherever you are, come sitting up once again. Bring your hands behind, walking your left heel closer towards, right heel rather, closer towards the left bum, and bringing your left foot down onto the mat over the right knee. Make sure you're sitting on both sitting bones here. We're going to go for that twist this time towards the left side. So inhale to lengthen your arms, your spine up. And exhale, twisting towards the left side. Left hand comes placed behind the hip. Right hand comes to hook. Right elbow comes to hook on the outside of the right knee, left knee rather. And twist, looking over your left shoulder. Relax your left shoulder down. Inhale to lengthen the spine up. And exhale to twist a little deeper. All right, returning back to center, we're going to go for that figure four stretch. Bringing the right sole of the foot onto the mat, both hands behind the hips here, crossing the left ankle over the right knee and flexing the left foot, pushing the left knee down, finding that figure four shape with your legs. Staying here as you roll your shoulders back and lift your heart up a little bit closer towards the shins. Again, if you want, you can also play around with the placement of the right foot, so either moving it forward to decrease the intensity of the stretch, or moving it a little bit closer towards your body to increase the intensity of the stretch. Find what works for you, and just pause there. And slowly releasing, bringing both soles of the feet together. We're going to finish off this stretch practice with a butterfly. Opening into the inner thighs, inner groin, bringing the soles of the feet together, knees fall open towards the side. Something that I like to do is try to open the soles of my feet up like I'm opening up into a book. Lengthening the spine up, roll your shoulders down. Inhale here, exhale, lean forward. And maybe you can bring your elbows to push out the thighs, push the knees out towards the side, and lengthen the crown of your head forward as you push your sitting bones back. Again, finding that nice tall spine here. Staying here for as long as it serves you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again on the mat soon.